morning, everybody. This is Michelle with Creative Operation and Country Craft Creations, and I have another explosion board project for you. So I decided I wanted to play with kind of a configuration organizer idea that I had. It kind of popped in my head, and I played with it, and I really liked how it turned out, so I thought I would show you how to make it. This is an organizer for your desk or, you know, your kitchen, your office, whatever you want, that is awesome and made completely out of the boxes using your explosion board. And then I'll show you how to do this and put it together, and then I will show you also how to make this optional tray. So I decided I wanted to kind of have a tray so that in front of the box I could have a place to put pens or something if I wanted to just kind of throw a few things in there. But this is a really nice organizer. It turned out really, really nice. It measures, it's pretty big. So I think the total length is, the total width, let's see, it's about 10 1/4 by 8 1/4, I believe. So it's fairly good size. Now you don't have to make this tray if you don't want to, which does cut the size down to about 6 1/4. And you can do any kind of configuration you want. So this is kind of a cute idea. Had some scrap papers that I thought worked really well with what I did. And yeah, so let me show you what I did, and I'll show you how to put it together, and then you can do any kind of combination you want in any kind of configuration you want. But I just decided to do this one to start, and let's have some fun. So basically what this is made out of is an extra large box created with my explosion board. So we have an extra large box, we have 4 medium boxes, and we have 2 extra small boxes. Okay, so this basically measures 4 by 4. These are 3 by 3, and these are 2 by 2. So, you know, kind of the sizes fit perfectly. And then I decided to create this tray here, and I'll go through the sizing of how to make the tray too. And we're going to go through all of it and how to make it, because I'm going to make another one. I had some papers from Country Craft Creations that I got in a mystery box that are by Prima. So we're going to use that package today to make this. It's called Fruit Paradise. It was really pretty. And I'm going to use the Country Craft Creations craft cardstock. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put this to the side, and basically we're making boxes. Oh, I was going to show you this too. I'm sorry. I'm also going to today, I'm going to make a second version because I decided you know, that someone might want to have maybe a lid over the sides, either one or the other, doesn't matter either way. But I just decided that someone might want to do that, so I'm going to show you how to attach lids if you wanted to do that. I decided not to for my project, but if you wanted to, I will show you how to do that. Okay, so let's put this aside. And again, this is basically made with making boxes. So I've already got pieces cut. So you're going to need an extra large box. You're going to need one of those. The paper is 12 by 12. You're going to need 2 of the, and it's actually extra small boxes that are 6 by 6. So you'll need 2 cardstocks for that. And then you will need 4 medium boxes. So you're going to score on the medium line here, 9 by 9. Okay, all of these papers are scored exactly the same, and I've already prepped my papers and stuff, so I will, you know, have an easier time putting those together. But anyway, so you're gonna have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7 boxes to put together. They're all put together the same way, so I will demonstrate the extra large box for you, and then I won't on the other ones. Okay, so the extra large box is 12 by 12, and you're going to score on the extra large line on all 4 sides. Okay, all 4 sides, and that is all you're going to have to do with all of them. Okay, so the extra large here. So for the medium boxes, you're going to score on the medium line, And then for the extra, extra small boxes, which is this box here, you're going to score on the extra, extra small line, okay? So you'll need 2 of those, 4 mediums, and then 1 extra large. Okay, so once you get done with all the cutting of your cardstock and your scoring, then what we're going to do is the pinwheel cuts. And I like this because this really reinforces the sides of the box as well. So you're just going to cut up the score, and I'm doing it on the right side. Doesn't really matter which way you do it, just as long as they're pinwheel cuts. And then we're going to just cut little wedges out to create the tabs, okay? All right, so you have the one, and then when I mean by pinwheel, then you're going to turn it and you're going to cut it in the same way. So they're all going to go in, you know, different directions. And then that way, when you fold it, each side will actually have a little bit more reinforcement on the box, which is important for this project because we're going to use it as an organizer. And if you're putting, you know, pens and scissors and rulers or whatever you're going to use it for, you know, you're going to want it kind of sturdy. So this is hard to see the score lines, but I don't often like to cut after I score just because, I don't know, the paper is wonky. I don't like it. So I try to cut before I score, but sometimes it doesn't work out. And then pinwheel here. Okay, one more time. Oop, there we go. If I can get my scissors in there, I'll do that. Okay, all the boxes are made the same. Okay, I think I've said that. All right. So then, fold and burnish your lines. Okay, so once you've got all that done, then what you're going to do is we're going to put the bottom papers in, and if you noticed on my configuration box here, I use the same papers for the bottoms of the boxes, and then I use the same kind of papers for the size of the box. And you know, you can do it however you want. And then I will show you how I cut like the pattern paper so that kind of the pattern stays the same across. On the sides, it's easy because it's just one panel because the boxes are the same height. But on the front and the back, where the boxes are different heights, I did it a little bit different. I'll show you how to do that. But so each box has the same bottom. Spent a lot of time trying to pre-plan this so that I could do it fairly quickly. Okay, so let me grab, which I didn't do, is get this out, which I never do. I never do when I'm filming. Okay, so that's the only thing that you're going to want to cover at this point. Then you're going to want to build your box. So basically, all the boxes are built the same. So cut your cardstock, score, make your tabs, put the pattern paper on the bottom, and then glue your tops, okay? Or glue your sides, excuse me, to create your box. And then what we're gonna do is cover the insides of the boxes with your pattern paper, okay? We're not going to cover the outsides of the boxes yet because there's a couple little things I need to show you, especially since the boxes are different heights. Okay, now make sure that when you fold these two up, that they're both like towards the inside, both of the tabs, because otherwise you're going to have a heck of a time trying to get that one in after you glue this third side on. And if you've seen my other videos, you've seen me do it and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so then fold that down. Put your glue on, and then the pattern paper will also glue over these, so we'll get a really nice, good, sturdy side. Okay. All right, so now that our box is created, you can go around, make sure you get a good stick. Okay, then we have our pattern paper for the insides. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue those down. Isn't this paper gorgeous? I think it's going to look absolutely beautiful when we get this done. It's going to be classy. And I think the other one I made will be great in my craft room. I think this one will go really pretty in either my kitchen or my office. I haven't quite decided yet. I hope you guys are enjoying my explosion box tutorials. I have been going crazy with ideas, and I still have more ideas. And yeah, they're just, this thing is so much fun to play with, and then I just keep thinking of all the things you can do with it. So, I don't know. I'm having a good time with it. I hope y'all are too. Okay. Almost done. Okay. So, once we get this done, then basically what we need to do is make all of the other boxes. That's going to be a wee bit time consuming. So I won't make you look at this on the camera, but again, you'll need to make one extra large box, 4 medium boxes, and 2 extra small boxes. Okay, so this is where we're at this point, and we are basically going to do the same thing for all of the other 6 boxes. So when I'm going to do that off camera, and I will come back and we will continue on with our tutorial. I have created all of the boxes we need for the project, and we have 1 that is the extra large box, we have 4 that are the medium boxes, and we have 2 that are the extra small boxes. So then we talked about making lids for the side boxes of our project. And I went ahead and made one, and I will show you how to make the other one here real quick. And then we'll put this thing together, and we'll have an organizer project. So the side lids that I created to cover the sides of the boxes are the cardstock. You'll need 2 of them that are 8 3/8 by 5 3/8, and we're going to put them in our explosion board, and we're going to score them on the lid line, all 4 sides. Okay, so what we'll need to do is create a tab to attach them to the back sides of the 3-inch boxes, and then you will create the lid piece. So let's cut this. So on this side, this is going to be the tab that's going to attach it. So I'm going to miter it just a little bit on the sides, and then cut those squares completely out, like so. Okay, so you have a piece like this, and then what we're going to do is just make our tabs so that we can create the actual kind of box shape for the rest of the lid. Okay, so I'll make tabs on these sides. So I'll cut straight up that score line and then miter those, and then that'll create our tabs. Okay, so you should have a piece that looks like this. So you have your two tabs to attach here, and you have the tab that's going to attach to the back of the box. And again, I should put this over here so you can see it, the side lids, so you'll need two of those. Now this is totally optional. In my first project, I didn't do it. I made one, you know, just so that I could figure it out, but I did not use them. So we're gonna just, we're gonna attach them this time. Okay, so once you have that done, then we can go ahead and fold and burnish our lines, and then we will cover with our pattern paper. Like so. Okay, so we got all that. Now let's go ahead and cover with the pattern paper. I've already pre-cut them to get them ready to go. Maybe if I can get my glue out of my bottle, that would be nice. I was just using it a second ago. It's amazing how when you get on camera and then all of a sudden your glue just decides I am not gonna work. I don't know how it happens like every single time. Drives me insane. Okay, there we go. I can leave it open for hours working on a project, no problem. As soon as I turn on the camera, yeah. Okay, so make sure that you have it lined up the right direction that you want, especially if you're using directional paper, which I am. And then this is the outside of the lid, so we can go ahead and put all of those pieces on. Just make sure that your paper, the direction, you know, is appropriate. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be really pretty. I think this is gonna turn out really pretty. Of course, this might look good in my guest room too. Decisions, right? Let's put the floral piece on the outside. There we go. All right. So I hope y'all are having fun with these projects. I am having a ball making them, coming up with different things. The next tutorial, and I'm hoping I can film it today. We'll see what happens. But the next tutorial is going to be another different kind of explosion album. I came up with a couple different ideas again. I just keep coming up with ideas. It's just like, I just go crazy. Okay. Alrighty, so then once you get the inside lid covered, then you can make your shape of your lid here. Okay. Okay, then we'll cover the inside pieces with pattern paper. And then we can start working on putting this bad boy together. So let's see here. Ah! It's gonna open like this. All right, yeah, let's do that. Sorry, flipping it around all over the place and getting glue everywhere. Good gravy. Okay. I didn't ink my papers. You definitely could if you wanted to. Totally personal preference. Alright. And you won't need to obviously put pattern paper on the tab that's going to attach it to our boxes. So, all right. Okay, so now that we've got that done, I've got my 2 lids done, the next thing to do is to put our boxes, start putting our boxes together. Okay, so I'm going to use my scoreboard. I'm going to scooch those out of the way because I'm going to use the straight edges here to help me do this. So the first thing that I'm going to do, let me get these out of the way. First thing that I'm going to do is grab 2 of my small boxes, and what I want to do is glue them together right there. So I'm going to put my glue here. And I'm going to line these up so that they're nice and square, and then I'm going to just squish them together, making sure that they're square, using my scoreboard sides to help with that process. And then I can grab some clips here and kind of help hold that together. But we're just making sure that, give it a second for the glue to set, because we want to try and get them nice and even. All right. So that's the first set. And we'll do the second set. Same thing. My glue on. And then just make sure they're nice and lined up. Just like that. Okay. Now while we're at it, we can go ahead and glue our 2 little 2-inch boxes here together. So however you want them lined up, because you know, I used pattern paper with designs on this one, so I'm just kind of like, if I look at it from the front, what do I want on the front here? So I'm going to try and make sure they're kind of lined up the way I want them. On the other boxes we just glued together, the insides are the same, but these have a little bit of a pattern. So I love that you can use this scoreboard for this kind of thing too. It's really nice. Okay. All right. So we have our boxes glued together. Now we can go back to the first set that we had, and we're going to go ahead and glue the side on. Okay, so this is going to go like this. So the tab is going to go on the back side. Okay, pretty simple. We're going to cover with pattern paper here in just a second, but we have to watch because some of the boxes we don't have to cover some of the sides. So that is one thing. So then I'm just going to put this on, and then I'm going to push that down like so. Okay. Open it up very carefully. And squish that down. There we go. Just like that. Okay. So we have the left side of our box is complete. And then we'll do the right side of our box. So just make sure that we've got our orientation properly. Okay. So it would make me crazy if I did this backwards. That's for sure. So we're going to just put that on, just double checking, making sure everything fits before I kind of glue it down. So that's good. All right. So I think I'll just leave that on there. Okay. There we go. open it ever so carefully, and here we go. Wipe up your excess glue. Okay, so we have our 2 side boxes, and we have the middle box, and now we have this box. Now, so what I was talking about is that some of the sides will be showing. So like the 2 outside pieces here on the 4x4 boxes will show, and the front will show a little bit. And then the insides of the 2 front 3x3 boxes will show. Okay, so you see what I'm saying here? So we're going to need to cover these 2 sides, this side, 1 of the 3x3 boxes on the side. So we're going to do the kind of the inside covering first. So I have my papers here. We got that. And I'm just trying to make sure that I got all the right pieces. Okay, so I have a couple pieces for the 3x3 boxes. I'm calling them the inner side. So this side right here, because as you look at it, you'll see that in the front, that'll show right above the 2x2 boxes, okay? So I'm gonna put 1 square here, just right on the back. And then on this one, I will put 1 right here. Okay, so just grab your glue and cover those areas. We don't need to cover the back 3x3 boxes because they're going to be up flush against the 4x4 box, and they'll be completely covered. And then the other thing that this will do is help cover the hinge for the side compartment that we created. Okay. There we go. So there's that. So now you can see when we put this together, oops, that is going to be covered. Okay? All right, so do the same thing for this side, the front one. So the 3x3 boxes, the pattern paper I cut are 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. For the 4x4, the pattern paper will be 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And for the 2x2 boxes, they will be 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. Okay, so I cut them an 1/8 inch shorter. All right, so there's that. Now what we need to do is cover the 3 sides of this box. So I have my pattern paper for that. And let me see here. There we go. So just make sure that if, you know, depending on what paper you use on the inside, as I'm looking at it from the front, I want to see this paper with the cherries on it. So I want to make sure that I know that, like, this is my front, this is my side. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you use paper that's non-directional, then it doesn't really matter. Okay, so okay, so this is coming along as a quick project. It seems like it's pretty difficult, but it's really not. It's literally boxes glued together, and that's pretty much it. So there we go. Cover that. Okay, third side, and then that part will be done. All right, so let's get that on there, and let's see here. Stand up a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. All right, isn't this fun? I love these papers too. They're gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, so now we have boxes that will be covered in the front and the sides. Okay, so then we just need to put it all together. So again, we're going to use, I'm going to use my scoring board here, and I'm going to just glue everything together. So just know that when you glue these two together, that there's going to be a section where you're not going to want to glue up at the top, okay? You only want to go up because it's a 3-inch box, okay? So then just put this down. Okay, so we're going to glue our 4x4 box to our 3x3 set here. And this is where you're going to need to just kind of hold it for a second and let that art glitter glue. Oops. Make sure that you're lined up. That's always important. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. Maybe I should do it by the side. I can't see. All right, there we go. All right. So I'm just kind of holding it a little bit, and then you can open up your box and you can help press it down. So if you weren't putting the lids on, then you could totally use clamps to help this process here. Okay. So there you have it. There's that. All right, so then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my little boxes in the front right there, okay? So I'm going to take the glue. Now you're going to need to put glue on this side here and then the back side, so it'll glue to all of the sides that it needs to at this point, okay? Okay, so get my glue here, and then I'm just going to squish that in there. Make sure it's nice and lined up. See, easy peasy. Easy peasy project. And it's fun, and it's beautiful. There's so much you can do with this explosion board thing. It's just amazing. I love this thing. It's just crazy. Crazy fun. Just crazy fun. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is put some glue on this box here. And then I'm gonna go up just a little bit because I'm gonna only have a 3-inch tall box up here, okay? My glue up there. Don't go all the way to the top on this side. And then I'm going to try and squish my boxes in there like that. Making sure I'm lined up really nice. Then hold that, and then, you know, pretty much our project is put together. Isn't this cool? Isn't this cool? It's so pretty. It is so pretty. Okay, I'm going to open this up. So it's a little fiddly, this part, because you kind of can't clamp things too well. You have to kind of hold it, give it a little time. Okay. But isn't that pretty? Super, super pretty. Okay, so now we can just cover the outside of the box. So, on the sides, what I did was, let's open this up. I just cut 2 strips of paper to fit right here. And these strips will not only be pretty, but they'll help hold, you know, kind of the project together. So, when you put these boxes together, because of the bulk of the cardstock we're using, even though they're like 3x3 boxes, it actually kind of bulks it up to like 6 1/8 across. So I did 6-inch strips, 2 of those, 6 by 2 7/8. Okay, so we're just going to glue those down on the side. Okay. I'm just using my fingers here, trying to get inside the box. Make sure it glues down nice. Okay, and we'll turn this over and do it again. Fun project, very fun. Then, see, with the lids on them too, you can't decorate a whole bunch, but you could decorate a little bit because you want to make sure that the lids will actually open. So you can't get too bulky because then they won't open well. But you could, you know, decorate them if you were making this like as a project for someone. You know, this would be kind of a cute little, interesting little gift box too. You could put gifts in it and present it to someone, and then they could use it as an organizer later. This would be pretty, depending on the papers, like on a vanity. Yeah, all kinds of really cool applications. Okay, so we got our sides are done. All right, so then let's talk about how to cover the fronts. We're gonna have to open our lids again. And what I did was I was trying to keep like the continuity of the papers. So this is how I did it. And where is my drawing? Here is my drawing. So what I did was the organizer itself is all together. It's like 10 1/8 inches once you put it all together. So what I did was, in order to get the pattern paper so that it matches, like when you put it together, I hope this makes sense. Like you have the same papers, okay? You have the same, like the pattern goes across if you're using a heavily patterned paper. So I wanted to make sure that like the pattern in the paper matched up, okay? So what I did was I cut a 3 7/8 piece of paper that's 12 inches wide, or 12 inches long. So I did it 3 7/8 wide. And then I cut the first section here, 2 7/8. And then, oh, this is the back. Well, this is what I did for the back. Sorry, my bad. So I did the same for the front too, but anyway. So for the back, you have a 3-inch box, a 4-inch box, and a 3-inch box. So I cut the paper 3 7/8, 12-inch strip, and then I started on one end and I cut the first box 2 7/8 right like this, and then I cut a piece of the top off because there's going to be this piece here that's going to be missing. Okay, so made a 2 7/8 by 2 7/8 inch box. Okay, the 3 7/8 comes because of this box here. So the next section I cut it 3 7/8, and then that makes the perfect square for this. And then this section here, another 2 7/8 inch strip, and then I cut the top off to measure the bottom at 2 7/8. Does that make sense? I sure hope it does. So what you're gonna get, since we're doing the back of the organizer, sorry about that, got myself confused. So it matches, makes the papers kind of match. See what I'm saying? Like that. So the pattern goes across. It doesn't get all jumbled up like it, you know, doesn't make sense. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Okay, so we're going to glue those down and then we'll do the front. So the front, I did the same exact thing except for the front is shorter. So I just cut the strip. I started it at 2 7/8 because the tallest box on the front is 3 inches. Okay, so you can see that I've got my patterns down on the back. All right, and that's what it'll look like when the box is closed from the back. So let's turn it over and let's open it back up and let's do the front. And again, putting our pattern papers down, we're trying to make sure, I'm trying to make sure that I have my patterns proper and that the pattern paper will kind of stay where, you know, the pattern has the continuity to it. So our box is covered. Super cute. I'm going to leave that up just so it'll dry. Let's get this over here. And then let's look at the tray real quick. So the tray is really super easy. this stuff out of the way. So it's basically just a giant lid that we're going to make. It does, however, need 2 pieces because of the size of it. So we're going to piece it together, and it's really super simple to do. So for the tray, if you would like it, so that you have that 2-inch extension in front of your boxes that you can put some more stuff in, you'll need 1 piece that's 10.5 by 11.5 and 1 piece that's 10.5 by 1 5/8. And you're just going to basically score this in your explosion board on 3 sides. So this one here, make sure that I got this right. So on the 11.5-inch side, you're going to put that 11.5-inch here, so the long side here, and find my scoring tool, and you're going to score on the lid line, and then you're going to turn it clockwise. The short side here, which will be the 10.5-inch side, and you're going to score on the lid, and then you're going to turn it again one more time clockwise, 11.5-inch side, score it on the lid. Okay, so when I say 11.5-inch, this is the 11.5 inches. Okay, so you're going to have on 2 long and 1 short, you're going to have scores. No score on the other 10.5-inch side. So then here is the other piece that's 10.5 by 1 5/8, and you're going to stick this in your board, and you're going to score on the lid. That's going to give you the 1 1/8 inch space here and a 1/2 inch here for attachment. Okay, then you'll turn, and on each of the short ends, you're going to score on the lid line. Okay, fair enough. I hope that made sense. All right, so then let's take this and do some trimming. So that 1/2 inch score is going to end up being the tab that attaches it to the other bigger piece of paper to make it long enough. And then these 2 side square pieces, we're going to make a tab that's going to create the sides of our tray. All right, so we're just going to cut those out. So you should have a piece that looks like this now. We'll fold and burnish like so. And then what we're going to do is attach it to the unscored piece here. And I'm going to turn it this way so I can see it better. So the unscored piece, we're going to attach this tab to it. So that's the 10.5-inch side. One of those sides on that piece did not get scored. And this is what's going to extend this paper and not create a seam in the middle of our side. And I hope that makes sense. So this is going to fold up and be one of our sides. All right. Like so. Okay. So we already have our tabs made on this end, so we need to make them on this end. And we're not doing the pinwheel thing on this because of the nature of what we're doing here right now, which is okay because, you know, this tray, the sides are so long that the pinwheel thing isn't going to really, you know, matter. It's really for the ones that, you know, have the same width sides. It really helps reinforce those, but it's not going to help us too much on here because, you know, the tabs are little. So, all right, so fold and burnish. Fold and burnish. And then we're going to turn this bad boy over. We're going to cover the outsides, and I've already got the papers ready for that. All right, so a big piece. And because this tray is big, I did decide that, you know, covering the bottom with some pattern paper, or you could even use just plain cardstock, whatever you prefer to do, will help strengthen it. Okay, so put that over, and this get my big spreader here. There we go. Okay, so that pattern paper to cover the bottom measures 10 1/4 by 8 1/8. Okay, so we have that. Now we'll just put our sides and front and back on the outer lids. Now remember that these are going to fold up, so you're going to want the orientation. If you have an orientation to your pattern paper, you're going to want to make sure that when it folds up, everything is in the right orientation. Okay. We are almost done, and I hope you've enjoyed this. This is kind of a fun project. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's turning out really pretty with these papers too. It's classy. The other one I did is very crafty. Whoop. Perfect for my craft room, that's for sure. This one will be really pretty in like my office. I think it would be really pretty. Okay. So, my dog is out there snoring, making lots of noise. Both my dogs, actually. All right, last one. Last one on the outside. All right, now you don't have to glue your piece down into the tray if you don't want to, if you want to make it so that it's, you know, interchangeable or removable, whatever you want to call it. That is completely up to you. I did not use pattern paper to cover the bottom of this assembly because my idea was I'm going to glue this one down, but that is completely up to you. Okay, so we have our box. All our little things are going right, so then let's cover the inside bottom only. And then we'll make the tray, put the inside sides on, and we're done. All you need to do then is decoration and fill her up with whatever it is that you want to fill her up with. I just think this turned out really, really cute. I just think this is adorable. I need to figure out like a some sort of a cool locker organizer or something that I can make for work. Decorate my locker. All right, so last but not least, oh, nope. Get her sides. Ooh, got ahead of myself. I got so excited thinking that we were getting close to being finished. So this is like the third tutorial I have filmed today, so I'm starting to get a little squirrely. Might have to take a little break. Maybe go craft stores. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe just take a nap. Dogs woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, I've been awake ever since. Couldn't go back to sleep. So, got a lot of housework done though before I started even doing tutorials, so there you go. That was good. Alright, so I'm making my box sides. Okay. All right, now I can glue the sides in. All right, almost there, guys. This craft cardstock that I'm using from Country Craft Creations is so nice. It is so heavy. It is so pretty. It makes for a nice, sturdy project, that's for sure. Gosh, isn't that gorgeous? I could almost just use that tray for something else and maybe decorate it and do something else with it instead of just putting it underneath that organizer, because it is so pretty. It is so pretty. There we go. There we go. Get that in there. Okay, almost there. Almost there. Ah, shoot. Art glitter glue is awesome because it sets quickly, but it also does give you a few extra seconds to fuss, and sometimes I get a little too over exuberant with my wiping and I end up moving the project piece before I want it to. You know what I mean? So all right, so last piece in. Oh, this is adorable. Oh my gosh, I love it. I just love it. Okay. I love these papers. My goodness. Gorgeous. Okay, so our tray is finished. So we can grab our piece here and we can place this in our tray. And there you go. We have this beautiful organizer set that is adorable, and it has the side lids so you can put stuff in there, and if you don't like the kind of cluttered all the stuff in there look, you can take those off, and you know, you don't even have to put those on if you don't want to, and just have it open like I did on this one and put your stuff in it. So you guys, this is a really, really cool project to do, and it's really, really fun. This is my configuration organizer. Again, the possibilities are endless. If you wanted to make some smaller, you could even go bigger if you wanted to. Use different size boxes, just fit them together, piece them together however you want, and you can make all kinds of really cool organizing projects. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Thanks for putting up with me, and have a really awesome day. Stay safe and stay crafty, and I will see you again really soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.